Hey, you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the north. More specifically, we are in the great state of Ohio. And even more specifically than that, we are in Columbus, Ohio. I have been stuck in the state of Ohio for almost a week now. So in some ways, this has almost become my newfound home. So I figure I need to learn more. I need to learn more about Ohio, more about this wonderful state. So I've come over here to the Ohio History Center here behind me. Here we go inside and we learn everything we can about the great state of Ohio. So please, follow me. All right, heading inside the Ohio History Center, where we will learn everything there is to learn about Ohio. Here in the doorway, we have this Crosley station wagon out here. Nice little station wagon. Maybe I need to get something like this as my new car. Most museums still have the option of giving you disposable masks if you want. You can see masks are optional here. It's been a very long time, probably since last summer, that I was out in Portland where I actually had an attraction that required masks. Have you guys seen attractions requiring masks? Leave a comment in the comment section if you know anywhere that still requires the usage of facial masks. You see the giant word sports right there, but as you get closer, you can look through the letters that spell out sports. They're actually made of glass, and there are sports-related artifacts inside. There's a sled for sled hockey, a variety of hockey. I'm used to the type of hockey where they use ice skates, but apparently there's a version played with sleds. Never heard of that before. See some of those old video football machines. And did anyone ever play those? I didn't really understand football, so I wasn't very big into those. I did like some of the other cheesy electronic video games, like the Tiger handheld video games. But yeah, were these fun? You can see the bowling jersey back there. Of course, bowling, definitely a sport, along with baseball and other valid sports. This is a wheelchair specially designed to play basketball in. I guess there's a special wheel design they use for basketball played in wheelchairs. It's a soapbox derby car. I've never watched one of these races. That might be fun to see one of these races. Might be fun to be in one of these races. You know, sit in a little tiny car there. And actually, maybe I might have to get one of these as my primary car, because it may be the only way I ever get out of Ohio. There's an exhibit on John Glenn. Was a Ohio resident. He was the first person to orbit the Earth in a space machine. And I have some of the items here. So here's some of his awards. And there's a little toy mouse that he actually played with while he was in space. So that little mouse there has been to space and back, which is further than me or you will ever probably go. Here's the John Glenn Action Pack by Hot Wheels. You can see the different spaceships in there, and then the different versions of John Glenn there to go with the space rockets. John Glenn actually served in the U.S. Senate there. Here's some of his campaign buttons. Oh, look at this. This is the official mascot of Ohio. His name is Champ. It says, "Hi, I'm Champ, the official mascot of Ohio. Champion of sports. So I'm hiding throughout the museum for you to find. How many can you discover?" So we're going to keep an eye out for Champ here, the official mascot of Ohio, who actually is Ohio himself, it appears. We keep an eye out for him as we travel through the museum. We have this massive mastodon skeleton. This mastodon found in Ohio. Now, I learned this a while back. Mammoths and mastodons, two completely different animals. They're both, you know, elephant-like in appearance. Mastodons are actually more elephant-like than mammoths. But yeah, this is a mastodon. This here is the Conway mastodon. It says, "I'm not a dinosaur." Not a dinosaur. So yeah, that's, folks, that is not a dinosaur. That is a mastodon. It's interesting though. It says, "No dinosaurs in Ohio. No fossils of dinosaurs have ever been found in Ohio. None. Never." Oh man, it looks like Ohio a little sore about the fact that they don't have any dinosaurs. But I guess they'll have to settle for a mastodon here. But he's I don't know, he's a fair replacement. Although it does make me wonder, what happened to all the dinosaurs in Ohio? But Ohio does have other cool animals, like the short-faced bear, the giant short-faced bear. You can see the skull right there. And there is a recreation of the short-faced bear there. And you know what? His face doesn't look all that short to me, really. Ohio also the home to the giant beaver. You can see that giant beaver skull there. That is a modern beaver skull, the kind of beavers that we have to deal with in modern times. Imagine that beaver there. That beaver could probably chew down a redwood tree. Just look at some of those horrifying beaver teeth there. My goodness, my mom has had a problem with beavers. She lives by a body of water, and beavers are constantly chewing down trees. So it would be a beaver like this. I can imagine if she had to deal with the giant beaver there. See some of the ducks of Ohio there, dangling from strings. Here's the topography of Ohio. It says this golden line is where, shows where the glaciers were at. The glaciers were on this side of the line, and the glaciers came and flattened all this area, and it didn't touch this area here, left this area all nice and bumpy. Some taxidermied animals over here. Big old black bear right there, and black bear's looking across the way here. We have a little baby bear. Look at the look of surprise on the little baby bear's face. Hey, buddy. We have a fox there munching on a little tiny mouse. Enjoying your meal there, buddy? Chaos reigns. This is our national bird. See the bald eagle nest there. They have these massive nests. I guess it's a female bald eagle. They actually don't have the white bald head there. You can see some of the smaller animals there. There's the snapping turtle there, and then the woodchuck. Of course, the woodchuck, always a strange name. You know, woodchuck. Chuck means to throw wood, and I definitely don't think they throw wood. I don't even know what they necessarily do with wood. I think they just live in the woods. Big box of skulls here. The bison skull, the horse skull there. What's that there? Oh, that's a pig. Pig skull. Some tinier skulls here. Little cat skull. There's a little mole skull. And oh, there's the little woodchuck skull there. It's the animals that live in the Ohio meadows. There's the cottontail rabbit. Oh, there's the badger there. And the devious red fox. This talks about the last passenger pigeons, which is really horrifying and fascinating story. It says they were once one of the most abundant birds in the world until people just started killing them, and killed them to the point where they actually became extinct. Here's two famous passenger pigeons here. This is Buttons, which was the last passenger pigeon shot in the wild. 14-year-old boy shot Buttons, and supposedly they have the taxidermied Buttons here at this museum, but I actually do not see Buttons on display, so she may be off exhibit. And this is Martha. This is the last passenger pigeon ever. So Buttons was the last one in the wild. That was actually shot here in Ohio, but the last one in captivity also lived in Ohio at the Cincinnati Zoo. I've seen Martha. Martha is at the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History. So that really sad that a bird would become extinct like that just by being overhunted and overkilled. There's other extinct animals in this case. There's the ivory-billed woodpecker and the bivalve mollusk there. Then the Carolina parakeet, also extinct over there. And there is a passenger pigeon, but that's not Buttons. That's a different taxidermied passenger pigeon. Here are animals that are gone from Ohio. I guess animals that used to live here and have left, become extinct within the state of Ohio. You see the bison right there. This is a lynx. We have the eastern timber wolf, and then look at this family of bears there. It says that apparently bears they said they've started to come back to Ohio, but I guess very low amount of bears here in Ohio. The animals in this case are endangered. There's the bald eagle, despite being our national bird, has a real rough time dealing with how we treat it. There's some taxidermied bobcats here, which are also endangered. And look at the taxidermy on that one. That's pretty terrifying there. That is a pretty ghoulish bobcat. But yeah, I don't know if it's I don't know, this one might be even a little more terrifying. Check out that bobcat there. Oh, look at this mountain lion here. Here's some introduced animals that showed up here in Ohio without being invited. You have the sea lamprey there. Oh, it looks like it's sucked onto that trout there. Yeah, if you're a trout, the last thing you want is a big lamprey sucking out all your vital nutrients. You can see the little rats and mice devouring their Ohio apples, probably planted by Johnny Appleseed himself and then devoured by all these rats and mice. Some beavers there, causing some beaver problems, chewing down trees, blocking off rivers with dams. Big floppy turkey there, and some adorable little tiny baby deer. This talks about Victorian bird collecting, back when everyone had to have, I don't know, one of each bird, like they were Pokemon or something. This is a Victorian fire screen filled with taxidermied birds. I guess a fire screen, you put that in front of a fireplace and you just have all these, just be full of birds. All those birds jammed in there. There's a hellbender. It's like a gigantic, ginormous salamander. And of course, when it comes to nature, you know that the adorable will always be bested by the vicious. And here's a special exhibit on possums. Talks about how possums were one time very rare in Ohio prior to the 1900s, but now they are flourishing. Apparently a lot of those other extinct animals or endangered animals would eat possum, so now that they're all gone, the possum can flourish. I mean, hooray, I guess? I guess the possum flourishes in an environment where all the other predators have been killed by people. Some coyotes there, as well as this big old badger. You would not want to mess with that big old badger there. We have an exhibit here on the 1950s, a very big decade here in the state of Ohio. And here we have the three machines that summed up a generation. The jukebox, the Coca-Cola machine, and the cigarette machine. We head into the house of the 50s. Says, could you live here? I don't know. Seems like a nice place. Over here, we see these people from the 50s. It says, welcome. Make yourself a home in our modern home. Lady here with a pie and a baby says, and snoop around as much as you like. Open up the drawers, explore the closets, and ask yourself the question, could I live here? See a little miniature version of the 50s home right there. We walk in the front door of the 50s house there. Let's see their modern furniture. Oh, what are they watching here on the TV? Is that Leave It to Beaver? Oh, what are we watching here? Does anyone know what this is? Next to the TV here we have the TV trays where people can eat their TV dinners. See the ashtray there? Back when people smoked inside and everything was covered in a thin layer of tar. We got some magazines here. Popular Science. Oh, new TV antennas. Boost your TV. There. What else we got? Got a copy of Reader's Digest there from July of 1959. The back hallway here. It's the linen closet. You can see they have their Christmas decorations. Top of the closet here. So we head into the back bedroom. They're listening to the radio. There's a coonskin cap there on the bed for some reason. They have this little area here. Oh, we got the big mirror right here. Little area to get ready. The old Argus camera. Bathroom back in here. One of these fuzzy toilet covers. I never understood why you'd want a fuzzy toilet cover, because everything in the bathroom is moist. It gets all spongy and moldy there. Oh, you can't open the toilet, but that's fine. The bathtub there, and oh, little baby toilet there for potty training. The little kids' bedroom back in here. Oh, careful! Don't step on these Lincoln logs. That'll hurt your toes. Over here we have these little wooden brick men. Those are pretty cool. Look at that guy. Little guy in a red suit there. Are these? Do you like stack these? Do they? Oh, do you like make like a human pyramid out of these guys? Let's see if we can get a yellow one to stand on top. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure what these are. Right there, I'll put those back. And there's a book all about dinosaurs, and sadly, you can read this whole book, and you won't find one mention of the state of Ohio. Sorry, guys. You can see the cowboy theme, very popular. The cowboy bedspread, as well as the cowboy curtains there. Looking from the dining room into the kitchen here. The old-timey refrigerator there. Oh, no food in the fridge. Oh wait, there's some food down there. What do we got? Oh, we got just four dinner rolls. 4 dinner rolls is all we have for dinner. Sorry, guys. There's a super fun looking washroom here. Just imagine washing and pressing your clothes by hand. Out here in the backyard, you do have good old-fashioned bomb shelter, because of course at this point in the 50s you're terrified that the Soviets are going to blow up the United States. Something that here in the modern days is, you know, only a slight possibility. Some sports equipment out here. Of course, the famous hula hoop was big in the 50s, but they also have some jarts. I think these are actually illegal. These jarts, these big, pointy, giant darts. They stopped using them. They fell out of favor because people were throwing them and they were impaling and killing people, legitimately killing people. So they took them off the market. Some vintage toys here. This Astro Ray I guess this like shoots little missiles, and there's another missile launcher there, and then this insane cigarette dispenser. I guess you just have these cigarettes sticking out there for people to grab. Interesting. I've never seen one of those before. Have the Chevrolet there. Unlike my Chevrolet, it doesn't got a dent on it, and a very nice Airstream trailer. Maybe that should be my new setup. Maybe I should start pulling around an Airstream trailer on the back of my Chevrolet. Here are the turtle trophies. It says that these were created in because of a rivalry between Ohio State University and the University of Illinois football teams. So whenever one of them beat the other, they got to take the turtle trophy with them. This is the trophy from 1927. This is the 2007 turtle trophy. I guess every once in a while they switch it out with a new turtle. This display here has a different item dedicated by each county in Ohio. See one county here donated a Hoover vacuum cleaner. The other county here donated a buffalo skull. Oh, look at that. There's another one of those giant beaver heads that apparently are popular in Ohio. Little carved beer man here, holding up a beer in one hand and not sure what he's holding in the other. Bits and pieces of Ohio history here. Talks about how many astronauts were from Ohio. Says that an astronaut by the name of Tom Hendricks brought all these items in space. You can see the space deodorant right there. Here is a parade rifle used by an LGBT flag guard. See, it's decorated like a piece of modern artwork. This is a Energy Dome helmet worn by the band members of Devo that was formed at the Ohio Kent State University. It's another one of those popular Victorian bird cases that we saw earlier. You can see all the different birds in this case. Yeah, looking down, there's all sorts of animals in here. You see the owl there. There's like little baby ducks there at the bottom. Even some varieties of squirrels in this little box. Yeah, if there's one thing Victorians love doing, it's putting birds inside of glass boxes. It's the different varieties of birds in here. Birds and bird eggs. This is random here. This is a giraffe skull dug up in Ohio. So apparently there's never been any dinosaur bones dug up in Ohio, but they have dug up a giraffe skull. It says these were found in a creek bed by two boys in 1973, and I bet they were excited. They found a giraffe skull. I guess they don't know where it came from, but they're guessing a traveling circus must have like ditched their dead giraffe in Ohio. It says that this carousel horse was once on a carousel in Walbridge Park in Toledo, Ohio. Some other just random objects here. Look at the size of that big fish there. Just a big, scary fish. And look what we have here. A two-headed calf born in Tip City, Ohio. It says it was donated in 1975 to the museum. I've seen a lot of two-headed calves. This is actually a pretty good one. You can see the heads are very distinct. A lot of times the heads are connected, but this one actually has the complete separate two heads on it. Yeah, I'm becoming somewhat of a connoisseur in two-headed calves. Unfortunately, this one was stillborn, so he didn't have really any life at all. But just, yeah, it's fascinating. Fascinating the things that will be created by nature. Or working mill over here, in case anyone wanted to see the inner workings of a mill. You can see the turning there, and the millstone being rotated there. I think this is used to make flour. Isn't that what mills do? Here's an exhibit on, I guess, local celebrity Flippo the Clown. This is Flippo's clown suit. can see his hat right there. His patriotic shoes there. Says he was on the early show here in Ohio. Says that I guess he debuted in 1953 and retired in 1983. So if anyone out there remembers Flippo the Clown, please leave a comment in the comment section and share your memories. Here in the sports section, they have an interactive exhibit where you can write about your own sports injuries, and you can place them on this figure here to talk about where you were injured and the story behind your injury. It appears there's a disproportionate amount of groin injuries that have occurred here. Let's see what kind of injuries these children have suffered. Oh, that's a fatal skull fracture. Well, that's a little more serious than I was expecting. Here you create a sentence about overcoming challenges. So you take a string from over here. I grabbed the string already. So let's make us a sentence here. How should we start the sentence? Let's say, my mom has, and then from there we take the string, we wind it through here. So it says, my mom has overcome, put a rival there. So, my mom has overcome a rival. Here's an Ohio roller derby outfit. It's been a long time since I've been to a roller derby game. Pretty interesting sport. And here we have the wall of hoops. So we're trying to make some shots here. Shoot one-handed. All right, one hand and no. We did not make the one-handed shot. Let's see if we'll do better. Shoot underhand. Give it a nice underhand toss there. No, we didn't. Yeah, okay. One more shot. We got shoot with one eye closed. I will keep one eye closed. I'll make sure you guys can see that I have the one eye closed. I missed it, didn't I? Oh, and there's Champ. We were supposed to keep an eye out and try to see how many Champs we could find throughout the museum. I actually didn't see a single one. So zero, yeah, I failed in my Champ hunt. Didn't see a single Champ. So we exit through the gift shop. You can purchase some of the friends that we met along the way. There's the Mastodon that we met coming in, the Mastodon skeleton we saw. You had me at Ohio. Here is Champ, the mascot of Ohio. And we have some Champ merch. You get the little plushy Champ there. He wears a headband because he's always playing sports. I guess they're implying that Ohio is good at sports. There's a little squishy ball with Champ on the ball. Some Champ t-shirts as well. The classic museum treat, astronaut ice cream. Like I've said before, if museum gift shops are to be trusted, astronauts, they just hang out on the moon and eat ice cream. What a charmed life. Here's some of those fun foam fingers there. These ones aren't, I don't think these are big enough. It's like the really giant ones you would see at sporting events. Woohoo! Go team, go team. We're number one. 1-1-1-1. Now this isn't a snow globe here. It's like a basketball shooting globe. There you go. You can make baskets. And there's Benjamin Franklin. Some interesting Ohio shirts over here. It says Ohio versus the world. And I guess percentages of U.S. presidents I guess Ohio has more U.S. presidents on average than the world as a whole, which is an interesting way of looking at things. Also, Ohio has a higher average of roller coasters than the rest of the world. That makes sense. You got Kings Island and Cedar Point. Also has more astronauts, I guess, per person than the world. And I guess the world wins on oceans. Looks like the world has more oceans than Ohio. So Ohio's better at everything other than having oceans when compared to the world. So that was the Ohio History Museum, and I went here to learn more about Ohio. And what have we learned? We learned Ohio has no dinosaurs. We learned that Ohio has more astronauts, presidents, and roller coasters per capita than the world on average. We learned Ohio is good at sports. We learned that once upon a time Ohio was ravaged by giant beavers. So thank you so much for joining me on this educational foray into the great state of Ohio. Tomorrow we'll be seeking out some more interesting sites here in the state of Ohio, and hopefully at some point I do get to leave Ohio. I love you, Ohio, but I don't want to live here forever. I don't want to be trapped. I need to travel. The carpetbagger needs to travel in order to live. Looks like a shark. Looks like a shark as it travels through the ocean. It needs to keep moving to push air through its lungs, through its gills. The carpetbagger must travel through different states in order to push air through my gills. Stay tuned to this channel. More content to come. I will be working on trying to find an exit strategy to get out of Ohio. And if you like these videos, please subscribe. If you'd like to help support the channel, consider donating to Patreon. $3 or more will get you a postcard once a month from me to you. Also selling enamel pins in the Etsy shop, including the Carpetbagger Fiji Merman pin. And of course all that goes to help keep this train on the track, which is currently derailed, this boat in the water, which is currently at the bottom of the ocean, and this dirigible in the air. Oh, the humanity. Till next time, this one's in the bag.